Yes, oops.
Before you adjourn,
Yeah, 30 seconds.
there may be some merit in John Patton's suggestion that we ask the Ethics Commission, is there a problem with VASI members serving on the airport committee? I'd like to know more about that.
I think there are really two questions, and thank you for the comment. And I did intend to follow up by asking the city attorney to look at that. The first question is the overlap of the two committees, and I think the attorney has already ruled that depending on the process that they're following. The second one about voting on fees, moratorium on fees of this kind, when the people involved are fee payers, it seems to me maybe more need further examination. But if it's the council agrees, I think we probably should have a consensus to look into that question. It'd be helpful for other.
I need to wade in on this. Unless there's specific allegations, it would serve no purpose to assign me an investigation of just mere allegations, okay? You have to have some specificity to these things, or it's just a waste of time, energy, and resources.
Let me ask you a question. The email that came to us, I'm not sure if you were copied, said that the Airport Advisory Board voted on fees for hangars and tie downs
And increased their own rents by doing so.
and in one instance they did increase rents. In another, there was the allegation, I don't know if it's true, all right, is that there was a vote to put a moratorium on additional fee increases. Several of the people on the board are fee payers, and the recommendation for a moratorium is what is being questioned.
Okay, I've never heard or seen anything until just now about a moratorium on future fees. So that's what I'm saying, folks.
That's what I'm saying.
You're getting these allegations, you're getting these emails, you're getting these phone calls, and quite frankly, unless you nail down with some specificity of what the allegations are and what the alleged offense is, telling me to look into it is a waste of time.
Fair enough,
okay?
Bob. Fair enough.
But, and again, you just mentioned one now about moratorium.
Emails
Well, I don't get
with
those emails.
specifics.
I don't get those emails.
I thought I read that it was forwarded to you. Perhaps it wasn't.
I don't. And let me just...
Well, I would like it to be forwarded to you, and I think
Well, I'm
I
not
would
going
like
to
to
work
hear
on
your
just the
opinion.
forwarding an email. I will investigate what the Venice City Council tells me to investigate, but I need you to tell me the facts that you want me to inquire into to determine whether or not it's a violation.
Okay.
To just say, here's an email,
Well,
go look into it.
Mr. Simmons just said that he would like an opinion as to whether people serving on VASI and at the
No, but
same
that-
time on the airport board is an issue. I would like an opinion, maybe I didn't, you can rephrase that, I may not have phrased that exactly how you did. I would like an opinion on whether it's a conflict of interest when you have members of a board voting on something that they have failed to disclose a conflict of interest on. In
Okay.
other words,
And
if
in
they-
all seriousness, that's a hypothetical, okay? If you
Well-
want to pose it as a hypothetical,
We know
I will
this
give-
has occurred also. This has occurred. This
Okay.
isn't a
Okay.
hypothetical. So
Well-
we know it's occurred.
Well, the
but is it
question
a
you just
conflict?
posed to me was I am ill-equipped to render opinions on, first of all, emails that I'm not provided with, and especially if they don't have any specifics. Now, I might come back to you and tell you that that email contains no specific allegations, and I'm unable to render an opinion on it. If indeed, 2.5 years ago, the Airport Advisory Board voted on a rental increase for T-hangars, that vote was for a advisory opinion to the Venice City Council. The rents were raised by the Venice City Council. The rents were not raised by the Airport Advisory Board, okay? So, Could it have been a conflict of interest? Yes. Maybe, maybe not. And I don't know the facts, I don't know the circumstances, but if you want me to, I'll be glad to look into it. But remember the context. Even if it was, my understanding is the vote was to recommend to City Council that City Council adopt an increased rent for T-hangers. The ultimate rent increase was imposed by the Venice City Council. That was the decision maker. So to what end do you want to find out whether 2.5 years ago there was a conflict of interest in an advisory vote that ultimately was
I
implemented?
would like to know the answer as to whether advisory board members need to disclose a conflict or potential conflict of interest when they are voting on anything.
The answer is yes. Don't even need to research that.
Well, then we have,
If it
then
inures
we
to
have
their
an
benefit,
issue.
if
Then
it
we
inures to
have
their
an issue.
benefit, they need to disclose it, and they probably
Well-
are conflicted out from the vote.
Okay, well, from what we are understanding, we have a situation where there were numerous votes where members failed to disclose, and they voted.
Oh, that,
And this
Mayor?
was this
ahead,
wasn't
please.
one incident many years
Simmons,
ago.
Go ahead.